And we are live. This is Ask a Bookkeeper's First Friday Facebook Live for February 2018. I'm Ingrid Edstrom here with Penny the Practical Professional and her wonderful guest star, Dr. Sabrina Starling, who is a fantastic human resources coach and author of How to Hire the Best. Thank you so much for joining us, Sabrina.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I am so happy to be here with you and Penny this morning.
Yay, it's so exciting to see you.
We had a ton of questions on the Ask a Bookkeeper group about how to find the right team members. And we know that you're really the best person to talk to about those kinds of topics. You're kind of our resident expert on Ask a Bookkeeper on how to hire the best because, hey, you literally wrote the book on that.
I'm excited to be that. I love helping entrepreneurs figure out the hiring piece because once you get the team in place, then you can grow and it's no longer you doing everything.
Ah, that sounds so wonderful. Yeah.
You're ready, right, Penny?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know how it is. You start a business and for the most part, it's just you, maybe one other person. In my case, it was just me. And, you know, here I am doing all the work and it grows and grows. And yeah, it gets really hard after a while.
Yeah. Penny, how many hours a week are you working right now?
All of them?
All of them. Do you sleep?
Well, sort of. My eyes don't really close, so.
We've got to get you some help, Penny. Let's dive into this today. So tell me, Penny, a little bit about your business, just briefly. What do you do?
Well, oh yeah, absolutely. I own a pie shop, just a local pie shop in my town called Penny's Pies, and we make all sorts of pies. You know, different styles all the time. But of course, we have the regulars. We have your apple pie, your pecan pie, your grasshopper pie. You know, a lot of the standards. But then we also like to make interesting experimental pies, you know, mixing flavors like maple and blueberry and such. So, you know, things like that.
Wow. Okay. So do you ever make mud pies?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, wow.
Our mud pie is actually chocolate with whipped cream and some caramel on it. So it's kind of like a turtle pie, sort of. But turtles like the mud, so it works out.
That's what I was envisioning, a lot of chocolate. Oh, man, I'm getting hungry. I don't know if I'm going to be able to focus on hiring. My tummy's growling now. So, okay, so you make all these pies. Do you have a lot of customers?
Yeah, we've done pretty well for ourselves. We have customers that come in the door and we serve them directly. And then I also have more wholesale customers where I sell the pies to local groceries, some restaurants, things like that.
Oh my goodness, you are busy. So do you have any help right now?
Not really. I mean, I have a couple people who help me bake pies here and there, but really what I need is somebody who can help me with all the other stuff, the customer service, the social marketing, register work, bookkeeping. Really what I need is another person just like me.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So, and Penny, you are really unique. I think it's going to be hard to find that person.
I have found that. Yes, that's the case.
Maybe we could talk to Toby, Penny, and he could make us a clone of you, like a literal clone.
That sounds like a great idea.
You know, back in my lab, back here, I've been working on cloning business owners, but I have not had any success yet. I know. So we gotta figure something else out. So we can't clone you, Penny, but you need customer service, social media, bookkeeper. Was there anything else in there? Cash register?
Yeah, definitely register. It would be good to have other people in the kitchen as well. I mean, the people who help out baking don't really do that many hours. It's just when I really get slammed, like around holiday times.
Okay.
Cleaning. It would be nice to have somebody who can do some cleaning. Especially cleaning up tables because, you know, again, with the customer service, if I'm helping a line of customers, I can't be out there cleaning tables.
Yeah.
Having a barista because, you know, we do serve coffee, but I'd like to do it a little bit more in depth, have it be more like a proper coffee shop, you know, built into a pie shop.
Wow. Okay, Penny, what's your budget for this person?
Well, that's a really good question. Let's see. I hadn't really thought about it. How would you recommend I figure something like that out?
Well, so first off, payroll is typically the biggest expense in a business. And we want to make sure that you're not impacting your profitability by hiring. And we want to make sure that if you're hiring a team member, you can really afford them. So one of the things that works out really well when you're hiring your first real team member is to think about hiring someone maybe on a part-time basis or maybe an independent contractor. And I'm going to be honest with you, Penny, you're totally unique and you're doing all these things right now. I just don't think we could find someone like you to add to your team.
What? I thought that was the whole point of this call.
I'm sorry, but I have to be real here with you. I want to set you up for, I know.
What am I going to do?
Okay, Penny, I've got a solution for you, and I think you're going to like it, okay? I want to set you up for success. And I want you to think about, let's take this laundry list of things that you want someone to do, and let's break it down to maybe one thing that we could start taking off your plate right away. What would be the most helpful to you? What consumes most of your time right now?
Well, I think probably up front. Like if I had maybe a front-end manager or something like that who could take care of customers and help pulling, like pouring coffee or cleaning up tables, things like that on the front end. So that way, if I need to go into the back and take care of things, I at least don't have to worry about customers coming in and not seeing a face.
Okay. Oh, this is good. So pouring coffee and waiting tables. All right. Here's a tip right off the bat. You said front-end manager. That's a big title. Somebody who's signing up for that role is going to expect big pay.
Oh, right. I guess that does make sense.
Chunk it down. Let's chunk it down. They're going to be doing wonderful customer support. So, we don't have a lot of time here, but one of the things you may want to think about is the key outcome that you want in this role. And that's wonderful customer service and taking care of your customers. So maybe a customer care specialist.
Ooh, that sounds really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and as you think about it, if you can brainstorm a little bit, maybe something that goes along with Penny's pies. So, a pie, I don't know. We'll play with that later, okay? Because we're going to do some more work on this later. But let's just note that we want to come up with a title that really fits what you want them doing, and it's not too big. So,
people person.
What's that?
A people person.
A people person. You're spot on. You need to hire a people person.
Yeah.
Someone, so what comes to mind? Let's flesh that out a little bit. What comes to mind when you think about a really great people person who's going to take exceptional care of your customers day in, day out?
Oh, somebody who really enjoys hearing people. So I spoke once before about the stories that we tell with our customers, and the customers always have stories to tell. And so I would definitely want somebody who is able to listen to what the customers have to say. Right? And remember that. And so maybe next time they come in, they remember and they say, oh yeah, how's your little Shih Tzu, dog? Maybe your dog's name is Molly. How's Molly doing? Yeah, I remember when you brought her in last time. And having those connections, somebody who can remember that, I think would be really good.
Okay, so a people person who remembers details about people.
Yeah.
Make them feel welcome. Yeah. What is the experience that you want your customers to have when they come into Penny's Pies? How do you want it to feel?
Yeah, I want them to feel very much at home, very friendly. I'm not looking for the quick transaction, get a pie, get out kind of thing. That's not us. No, we want people to come in, sit down, maybe play a game, have a conversation, drink a cup of tea, look out the window. We want people to take a little bit of time there, and we want to get to know them. Yeah, like family.
Like family.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you want to create a family-oriented, relaxed environment, and you want someone who is going to be remembering names, remembering details about little Molly and asking how little Molly is doing.
Yeah.
Okay. So people-oriented, detail-oriented. And do you have, by any chance, any immutable laws for Penny's Pies?
I'm not really sure what you mean by that.
Yeah. Okay. So as business owners, we all have, every one of us has core values, and our core values guide how we do things, and they guide how we show up in life. So in the business, our core values are called immutable laws. And because we're the business owner, our core values become the immutable laws for the business, and they actually end up creating the culture in the business. So like at Tap the Potential, one of our big immutable laws is work supports life and not the other way around. So immediately, when you're telling me you don't sleep, like you're working all the hours, I'm like, oh, Penny, that's a violation of the immutable laws. I got to help you. We can't have that for you. You need a life. You need to be out enjoying yourself and doing
Yeah.
that.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I remember when I used to do that.
yeah, good times, right?
Right.
So we need to figure out what your immutable laws are, and we're going to bookmark that because we probably don't have time right now to figure those out, but I can already tell that you care about your customers and you really care about their experience.
So much, yeah.
So we want that to be communicated when you get out there and start looking for a team member for Penny's Pies. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the next thing. I'm going to suggest this is a part-time position for you, not full-time. Let's start out with a part-time person and then work your way in, and maybe you can afford them full-time. And I want you to do the number one thing that will bring in the right team member for you.
Oh, what's that?
Start telling everybody you know that you're looking for this person.
Oh.
And you have this wonderful description of, I'm looking for someone who is people-oriented, friendly, who remembers details about people, and who really likes our environment here and would love to be a member of our Penny's Pies family.
Yeah.
And maybe somebody who can work 20 hours a week. Who do you know? Who comes to mind?
Wow, taking 20 hours off my plate would be amazing. Just even that alone. Whew.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
That is. And so there's a key thing here, though. When you start telling everybody that you know that you're looking for this person, you don't want to say, who do you know who's looking for work?
Oh. Oh, because then you're going to find somebody who's looking for a job and not necessarily somebody who really wants to serve people in a pie shop.
Well, that too. But here's the deal. A players are hardly ever unemployed.
Oh, that makes sense.
Players, those highly motivated go-getter people, have jobs elsewhere. And so if you say to everybody that you know, I'm looking for such and such person, and then you end with, who do you know who's looking for work, all of a sudden you're going to get nothing.
Right.
So you just say, you describe the person you're looking for, and then you say, and who do you know? Who comes to mind? Would you make an introduction for me?
Oh. So even if they have another job, you can talk to them, and maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't, but if maybe they're in a job they don't like, and it would be a perfect thing for them to find your job or your workplace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So customers who come in can be a great source of referrals for that next team member. They may even be your next team member. They may be sitting in your pie shop right now.
Whoa. That's a great idea.
I know.
And we already know they like the pie.
Yeah. The other thing you want to think about is, because really you probably can't pay top dollar. Most small businesses can't afford to pay top dollar and be competitive. So we want to think through, what would be some intangible perks that you might offer to make this really attractive beyond just the hourly wage? Can you think of anything?
Well, certainly they get pie. We have extra pie.
Yeah, lots of
coffee.
pie. and coffee.
Yeah, tea. Lots of tea.
And how about just getting to work in a business where there's some flexibility? Because most small businesses can offer flexibility.
Oh, that's definitely true. Yeah. If somebody needed to take a weekend off, no problem. I mean, I figure I'm doing all the jobs right now, right? So if they need to take a weekend off, I can spend a couple days working hard like I am now, and then it's almost like a vacation the rest of the time for me.
So Penny, what about when you want to take a weekend off? Are they going to be willing to work hard for a couple of days?
I guess that would be something I'd want to look for. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Good thought.
Yeah, someone who's going to understand the give and take.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really, like somebody who's also going to be passionate about the culture of the business. Like you mentioned that before, Sabrina, about somebody, having the culture of the business be the most important thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the other thing, Penny, that I think you could offer as an intangible perk is you have lots of things that you need help with. So somebody could start in this role, and then if they're really good at it, you could move them up into a higher and higher levels of responsibility, because ultimately it sounds to me like you need some sort of manager person to run the pie shop, because with all the business you're describing, it sounds like you might even have opportunities to expand. If they could take off your plate all the doing that you're doing, and you could get out there and do more wholesale customers, you could really be expanding. So that is something to build in when you're recruiting, is that there are lots of opportunities to start entry level and then advance.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that would certainly be another intangible benefit as well, is that they get the training. Like, they learn how to do various tasks. I mean, there's a lot of tasks that go into a shop like this. Of course, there's the standard small business tasks like bookkeeping and general customer service, but then more trade-specific tasks like making the pies. I know there's like a lot of teenagers and early 20-year-olds who would really love to be a barista, and I can offer them that.
Yep. So the other thing that you can think about is some of what you described might be handled by an independent contractor, somebody who specializes in what you need done. Bookkeeping being one of those. Oh my gosh, don't try the bookkeeping alone, and don't try the bookkeeping with just any team member that you bring on. That's an area where you can really get messed up.
Well, it is true. I already have a really good bookkeeper.
Oh, good.
Thanks, Penny.
They're amazing.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Polymath rocks. Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
And social media is another one where so many small businesses go wrong. And let me tell you what I see over and over is you want to hire a family member who dabbles in social media, maybe a teenage niece or nephew, or a friend of the family who does some social media. And then you spend all this money on Facebook advertising and no results. Right. What the heck? So really, I encourage you to look for somebody who specializes in social media, do it day in and day out, and then do a contract with them for a little bit each month, just to test the waters and see what kind of results you get. Especially in your business, I would think like Facebook and Instagram would go a long way, maybe even Pinterest. I just imagine scrolling through my Pinterest feed and seeing those pies. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So I like on Instagram, they have some wonderful story modes now where you can take videos, you can do like videos with images on the fly, and there's all sorts of things where you can do little surveys. And I think those sorts of things would be great. I just don't have the time to do it myself.
I know. So find somebody who does it for other people day in and day out and gets results, and then get them helping you, and you test the waters. So, and one other tip I want to give you as you start putting the word out for this new part-time team member, the customer, I can't remember what we came up with, but
Actually, I think we need to include pies in it somehow. So like a people pie person, a pie person people.
Pie people person.
Pie people person.
So as you put the word out, if you don't get anything coming back, if nobody can think of anything, you might think about some sort of incentive program. So with the role that you're hiring for, I don't think you need to have an incentive program. I think we came up with a pretty sweet little role that somebody would like to fill. But if you don't get any referrals, try an incentive program. Maybe offer, like some free pies if they refer someone to you and you end up bringing them onto the team. Or some businesses have success with doing a drawing for something big, like maybe you give away an iPad, or who knows what is really popular these days. And you say, if you refer someone and we consider them to be a good applicant, you get entered into our drawing. And the idea is we want to have you being able to select from lots of people and not just having to select from, like, you got 3 applications and you have to choose from the best of the 3. That's not the role. That's not the position we want you to be in.
So when you say lots of people, Sabrina, I've got a question about that, because, we've hired people before where, we'll place an ad on Craigslist and we'll get like 200 applications of people who are just trying to, keep their unemployment benefits, and therefore they have to submit applications to somewhere, and they are not even interested in the job, and we've got to weed through all this paperwork.
Yeah.
So
okay.
As far as the contest goes and wanting to get a lot of people to consider, where's that line between wanting a lot of people and also wanting only the quality ones to apply?
Yeah, so we want to get a big funnel going. So we get a lot of people coming in at the top of the funnel, and then we have filters in place so that by the time you're spending time looking at their application, the right people have been filtered out. And then by the time you get to the interview process, you're filtering even further. So something really handy that you can do, Penny, is because you're looking for a people person who's detail oriented, you can create an ad where they need to respond and include something with their application. Like, so wait, scratch that, because I'm imagining this is a Main Street type business and you have people coming in the door leaving applications. Okay. So on your application, ask them to do something quirky that lets you know that they have really been paying attention to the details and reading the application. But also you might ask them to you want to give an example of a way that they have provided exceptional customer service or gone out of their way in the last month to help someone out.
Wow.
So just a little written statement about here's what I did and why, because that's getting at one of your immutable laws.
And that'll really anybody who's really passionate about that sort of thing will certainly have that in their life at least once a month. So yeah, that's a really great idea.
Yeah, and here's, if you want to raise the stakes even higher, ask them to put the name and the phone number of somebody who could verify that they actually did that.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and then you're left with only a handful of applications, and right off the bat they fit one of your immutable laws that you're looking to hire for. And that's the thing. Somebody can have the skills for the job. They might know how to pour coffee and serve pie, but if they don't pass all of your immutable laws, you don't want to bring them on board because they will damage your culture that you're trying to create.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I don't really need someone who has the skills that I need, especially for the front end, because I can teach all that. I really just need somebody who's passionate about what they're doing.
Yeah,
absolutely right. Skills can be taught, but attitude and culture, those are deeper, those are internal, and we need to find the people that we're naturally going to resonate with, because if it's not a good personality fit, it's not going to work. We spend more time with our team members than we do with most of our family. I mean, my wonderful husband, I mostly see him when we're sleeping, so I don't think that counts.
Right.
Yeah. So Penny, what do you think? Do you think you're set for hiring?
Oh, I think I have some really great ideas here. I like your idea of having the quirky question on the application, and so I've been thinking about that. Like, maybe I'll ask people to describe some of their favorite ingredients and put it into a pie, or maybe that would be like a raffle. People create their own pie ingredients, and I make it taste good.
Oh, wow, that could be fun. So fun sounds like another one of your core values.
We gotta have fun. Yeah. Oh, and I have to Muppets.
Yeah, the Muppets.
They do have to like the Muppets. Yeah.
Do you have like Kermit the Frog on your hanging on your wall? Like
In my office, yeah.
Piggy?
Yeah, I do.
I would love to come into your pie shop, Penny.
I'd love you to come visit. I'll make you some pie.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
I could see bringing my knitting and hanging out, eating pie, sipping some coffee. It'd be a good time.
Oh yeah. Well, what's your favorite pie, Sabrina?
Well, that mud pie. I'm all about the chocolate.
Of course. Yeah. Oh, and I have a mud pie where I use single origin chocolate, and it has like little bits of chocolate nibs all over the top, so it has a little bit of crunch. Oh, it's delicious. It's just delightful.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for joining us today and for answering all of our questions. This is a lot of fun, and we're going to keep the conversation rolling on the Ask a Bookkeeper Facebook group now that people have a chance to kind of see the video and see what you do a little bit, and they can go ahead and post maybe some of the things that they're having trouble with in hiring in their business. And I would love it if in that conversation, maybe you can also post some links to some of the fantastic resources that you have, because I know that you've got some great webinars and clinics, and then of course there's your book. So
yeah. Can I mention one of those right now?
Please do.
Okay, so my master class that goes into a lot more detail than I was able to give Penny today is at howtohirethebest.com. That one is focused on how you quickly double your profit by hiring top performing team members. No matter what size business you have right now, and even if this is your first employee or your 20th employee, what I'm going to teach you in that masterclass is different than the traditional hiring methods that most of us have been led to believe. So that's at howtohirethebest.com, and it's all free.
Cool. Fantastic. Yay, thank you so much. And I also want to thank Marriott Martinez and Terry Barron-Singer for joining us as attendees on the call, and remind our fantastic audience, if you've got questions, feel free to join us on the Zoom and we can promote you to panelist, and we can have you come on here and talk with our special guest and with Penny. So feel free to join us for future First Friday Facebook Live. Next month, March 2018, we're going to be focusing on how to prevent internal fraud in small businesses, because it is International Fraud Prevention Month in March. So that's a good topic. How to make sure these fantastic employees that you're hiring aren't embezzling from you. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll have some employees by then, at least one, and so I'll be able to look into that much more with much more experience. Yeah.
Internal controls, that's important. Wonderful. Well, thanks so much again, Dr. Sabrina, and we will see you on the Facebook group.
Yay, thanks, Sabrina. Great to see you. Thanks
Bye.
for coming, Vanessa, Mariette. Wonderful to see you.